We got a couch bomb. I'm trying to come up with a term for like a Graham couchism. I was thinking like couch pouch, couch vouch, graham cracker, you said. You got any ideas here?
Graham Crackle Pop.
I don't think I like that one. Anyways, Graham Couch, awesome guy, awesome writer. Graham Couch has basically been my go-to Michigan State beat reporter since I don't know high school. If not, I don't know exactly when Graham Couch started doing this job, but like I have grown up as a sports fan reading Graham Couch's opinions and reporting, and I think he's the best in the game. You're nodding. You got any thoughts to add before we
Yeah,
get
I
into
mean,
this?
he's like if we were doing like a word association game and we were like Michigan State media, I'd be like Graham Couch. Like that was the first guy that I was reading when I was doing Michigan State stuff and looking up stuff. My Michigan State media is Graham Couch with four different expressions.
Yeah,
It's Mount Rushmore.
shout out to Joe Rexroad before. I mean, again, you I was a Michigan State fan before you were apparently crazy, but Graham Couch, incredible at his job for sure. You know how I was kind of sarcastically calling Newbert the GOAT for a bunch of years? I would
Yeah,
be genuine in saying Graham Couch is the Michigan State GOAT. That's how I
my
feel.
my
Great.
secondary goat.
Secondary GOAT.
Yeah,
Behind who?
Tiff Knots.
Thank you for that. Honestly, weirdly enough, I feel like one of Couch's coolest parts about his coverage is he's somehow avoided the green plague, as I call it.
The
The
green
well,
play.
the green plague is when Michigan State Twitter just decides they hate you,
Yeah, like Solari.
which comes for Solari. It comes for basically everyone else who does this. As
Yeah,
far as I know, the Green Plague loves Graham Couch and always will. So,
yeah.
anyway, shout out to you, Graham. If this
The
somehow
green
makes its way,
plague is crazy.
listen, man, that's my term for it. I've called it that for a couple of years. Graham Couch is saying some things about Jonathan Smith this week, and he was on a program called Spartan Speak Today, and he said this quote. If things go really badly this week, I would be a little surprised if Jonathan Smith is the coach next week. End quote. Now, next week is a key term here because next week is the rivalry game. The Michigan Wolverines will take on the Michigan State Spartans with coaching implications galore in that game. However, I think even, I don't know, the most, I don't want to say optimistic because that feels mean. But if you want Jonathan Smith fired as a Michigan State fan, I think even the most optimistic MSU fans are not expecting it to happen before the Michigan game.
Hmm.
That seems very swift. If Graham Couch is floating it, that's not coming from nowhere. That means something here. So, how much stock do you put into this theory that if things go really badly against Indiana, we should be surprised if he's coaching against Michigan?
Well, look, obviously, to your point that we already kind of stated here, if Graham is saying it won, I believe it. Can you do me a favor? Can you read the last part of what you just said one more time? I want to make sure. If you said if things go badly this weekend.
If things go really badly this week,
Okay, cool. Let me name some other things that I know are for sure going to happen this week. Tomorrow will be Thursday. This weekend I am going to get Mexican on Saturday. I know that for a fact. It's already on the board. I have a reservation. What do you mean if it goes badly this weekend? It's gonna go so poorly. That's going to happen. We are going to get our doors blown off by the Hoosiers by a million. It's a pumpkin patch type Saturday to all my folks out there with significant others. Go get cider and donuts. Signetti is going to blow our doors off. And our coach is going to be sitting there with his hands in his pocket saying, shucks. And we're going to not do anything about it. So, like,
saying what?
yeah,
Saying what?
shucks. Like, play football. Like, I'm done with dude. And things are going to go badly this weekend. So I hope Graham is correct in his statement. And I do believe it because it could get nasty this weekend for what it's worth.
Yeah, I don't have too much to comment on what I think is going to happen in the game. Indiana minus 27.5 is my favorite bet of the week. I do have some numbers behind that. I wrote a huge write-up on it for Action Network already, but Cart, this is a crazy, crazy Signetti stat, and there are many crazy Signetti stats. For my money, this is the craziest. In 2 years, a year and a half as the head coach at Indiana, Indiana has been favored by 27 points or more in 5 games. Kurt Signetti is 5-0 against the spread in those games. Guess how many points they have averaged winning by in those 5 games?
44.
59.6 points.
Who are those opponents, though?
Let me pull them up for you. One of them was Purdue, which is the game that is most similar to this cart because when Kurt Signetti sniffs a chance to get a coach fired, he beats them 66-0, as he did to Purdue and kissed Ryan Walters goodbye. I
Mm.
think that's what he's going to do to Jonathan Smith. Dion, you okay? You look a little sweaty.
So every August, September, my air conditioning breaks, and there's just nothing I can do about it.
Dude, that's tough. Out in California, too? Like, I mean, what is it, like 80 degrees still there today?
Today's gonna be like 85, 90, but like peak summer, it gets like 110. My AC just doesn't ever hold up.
I mean, it sounds like it's a bummer that you can't take advantage of Duncan Mechanical Solutions because Duncan Mechanical Solutions is an HVAC company based in Angola, servicing the tri-state area, bringing commercial quality to the residential world with excellent customer service. You heard us talk about Duncan Mechanical last summer. If you need heating or air conditioning, kitchen or bath remodeling, or all of the above, Duncan Mechanical is the place to go in the Midwest. Go to DuncanMechanicalSolutions.com to take advantage and make sure you don't wind up like Dion. The games, sorry, I have to go to covers.com in order to actually see the
Yeah,
spread.
also Aiden Childs might not play this weekend.
Right. It's going to be the backup quarterback, Childs, and everybody's already quit on the season. It's ridiculous. Games where they've been favored by that much. They beat Indiana State 73-0. They beat Kennesaw State 56-9. Those are the two from this year. Last year, they were favored by 29 against Purdue. They beat them 66-0. They were favored by 28 against Charlotte, beat them 52-14, and they were favored by 45 against Western Illinois, beat them 77-3. Like the bottom line is this: when Signetti has an opponent that is totally outclassed in every single way, he is the ultimate run up the score. I want to embarrass you guy. And I think that tracks long before he got to Indiana. I mean, I just said the average margin of victory is 59. Just to be clear, they're favored by more than 27 in these 5 games, and they've averaged covering the spread in those games by 22 points, more than the spread. Like, it's absurd. I think he's gonna relish this opportunity. And honestly, the only thing that I think works against Michigan State here or works against Indiana here, I wish this game was in East Lansing because if it was in front of a crowd actively booing Jonathan Smith, I think they would fire him before he walks out of the stadium if Signetti wins by 60. And the fact that it's in Bloomington feels a little different to me. But anyways, I like, do you buy this could actually happen though, regardless of Graham's reporting? Like, what do you think actually could happen here? What needs to
I,
happen for him to be fired?
I do because I had this theory in my head, and it might have been just me being stupid or me being like rivalry driven here. But in my head, I don't want losing to Michigan being the final dagger. I rather give Kurt Cinetti the honor of putting the final dagger in us and not Sharon Moore.
Give it to somebody who actually deserves it.
Yeah, because listen, I'll tell you right now, we're not beating Michigan. We're not.
I wouldn't think so. Yeah, to me, there's only two other ways this could go, other than like get blown out by Indiana, fire him. Way number one, you give him through the Michigan game thinking he could somehow beat Michigan, but I don't feel that way. So I that wouldn't factor into my decision. And then two, I think if you let him survive this week, you have to let him survive the season. I don't think you could fire him like after a Michigan game if you don't fire him after like a 60-point loss to Indiana. It's either you do it now, if they lose by that much, that is. If they lose by 60 to Indiana, it's either now or do it in the offseason. But Michigan State fans should be hoping for now, right? There's no reason to delay this if you're gonna fire the guy.
Should have did it yesterday.
Yeah. Uh,
Every day this man leaves my football program, another hour, another minute, a little bit of me dies inside.
it's crazy that that's where we're at, but that is where we're at. I do think, and I want to again shout out to Graham on this because it can't be easy to be a full-time reporter on a program that's going through something like this, for a variety of reasons. One, that would be depressing as hell. But two, you've presumably got a relationship with the coach, right? Like part of your job for the last year, I don't want to say it's been like telling the Michigan State side of things positively and not being accurate, but like part of your job has been gaining access to Jonathan Smith. And in order to gain access to Jonathan Smith, you need to be someone Jonathan Smith trusts, who, that's part of playing the reporter game. So, like for last week, I feel like Graham's covered this program very honestly the whole time. But for him to come out of last week against UCLA and basically say the writing's on the wall, that's everything you need to know. When the head coach loses someone as good as Graham Couch, I think you know where this is headed. So, yeah, for me, I think Graham's right, and I hope he's dead on here. I hope Indiana wins by 70, and I hope he's fired by Sunday.
One last thing. If it is by Sunday too, we've actually been blessed with a lot of good like fall weather. I would love the opportunity to be outside and throw something on the grill in honor of the occasion. Like do it right.
Actually, you know what? You were telling us all on Monday this has been a week of losses,
Yeah.
right? It
Mhm.
kind of feels like we're cursed right now.
Whoa, whoa. Okay. Why are we just coming out and saying the C word?
Well, what I'm saying is this: could the Jonathan Smith firing be what gets us uncursed?
And if you listen, we got a big Monday night game for the Lions.
Right,
Big one.
right.
Fire him.